But let's talk about different kind of industries that where we could be applying IoT. Of course, we could probably deep dive on it in our next session. But today we can probably give you an overview about the different industries and how they're using it. So maybe now you can begin with the applications of what IoT has in different kind of industries.
Yes, there are various applications, but as of now, we're not going to deep dive into these sectors. So one of the major common used application of IoT is smart homes. So now, with IoT creating the buzz, smart home is the most searched IoT segment on Google right now. People want to know how, okay, for example, you wake up in the morning and you see your curtains coming up. You wake up in the morning and you just say, hey, I want some coffee, and your coffee is delivered to you. But right now we cannot imagine those things. But with Internet of Things, these things are coming into the picture. Countries like USA, California, a lot of research is being going on in this sector to make to embed home automation.
Right. I think let's talk about the government of India as well. Our Prime Minister Modi ji. So we recently are going through a digital revolution with the Digital India, and of course with demonetization, all the financial sort of pulse of India, which is more than 70-80% on driven on cash. So with demonetization, all of this has been disrupted, and we've got payment gateways, we've got payment banks, we've got our mobile phones where we can use. I remember back old days, like there used to be lines in banks. Now no one even goes to the banks. I use an application. I have UPI, I have VMAP, and I can just wirelessly transfer my money to anyone, anywhere. So another example apart from finance I would like to give is to retailers. Now I think when there was IoT, when there was an IT boom in the country, for about 20-30 years, what we used to talk about, how is it going to help the retailers, the average Indian middle class people or the retailers, how they buy, how they sell. So very significant disruption has also taken place already using your IoT, using your phones in terms of paying. Now let's talk about grocery. Now I remember my mother used to tell me go get that 2 kilo pyaz, 2 kilo aloo, all of that. But now all she does is just opens her mobile phone and say just wears her small specs and just goes to Grofers and orders her vegetables or this big basket. So on an everyday life, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we couldn't have imagined the kind of possibilities that there would be, but right now they're just tremendous. Talking about stores, I'd just like to sort of ask our viewers to check out a video on Amazon store, Amazon Pro, where you can just walk in to a store and just pick, whatever you want, scan the QR code, get to know, what are the different kind of ingredients or what are the different kind of nutrition values, pay the price via your mobile phone and just walk out wirelessly. Yeah, so you can talk about more as well.
So I'll talk about more of connected cars. So the automotive digital technology has focused on optimizing vehicle internal functions. But as of now, the attention is growing towards enhancing the in-car experience. So connected car. Now what is a connected car? A connected car is a vehicle which is able to optimize its own operations, maintenance, as well as comfort of passengers, as well as the temperature. So most large automakers, as well as some brave startups, are working on connected car solutions. I'm sure everyone has heard brands like Tesla, BMW, even Apple and Google are working on bringing the next generation of automobiles and making smart cars.
Right. And surely, with all these smart cars and everything happening, the entire global world, is becoming, smart. So that's where the terminology of smart also comes from, basically. And let's talk about smart cities. And I just discussed that how our government is taking initiatives to digitalize the whole economy, to sort of get people online. And probably, let's say, the government says that in the next 5 years, they're going to be making 100 smart cities every single 5 years. Now that's a big claim, and not only that, they've even gone on to invest $1 billion into the Indian smart city projects.
So now we'll talk about some more about industrial internet. Now industrial internet is a new buzz in the industrial sector, which we call IIoT, the Industrial Internet of Things. Now it's empowering industrial engineering with sensors, software, and even big data analytics. So what is big data exactly? So basically when you have billions of devices connected, there's a lot of communication via data. So this data is in its raw form, and due to the billions of devices, there's huge volumes of data which need to be analyzed. So according to Jeff Immelt, the CEO of GE Electric, IIoT is a beautiful, desirable, and an investable asset as of now. The driving philosophy behind this industrial Internet of Things is that smart machines are more accurate, consistent than humans in communicating through data. It solves the basic problems and enables automation in various sectors. And this data can basically help company pick inefficiencies and problems sooner.
Right. Another really important thing would be healthcare. Now, in a country like India, where generally the belief is that whenever you have like a disease or a problem, that is where you go visit a doctor. But I think gradually the whole understanding and awareness of the Indian society is also changing, rather influenced by global, which is preventive health. Now, what this Fitbit is, it's a wearable device. I can track my fitness, I can track how good my BP is, and over time I can have an analysis about how my health would be. Now, healthcare and IoT have been little, let's call it the sleeping giant in the industry right now. But over the next 4 or 5 years, the tremendous growth and massive growth and disruption in this industry is planned.
So another important aspect we can talk about is called smart cities. So smart city is another powerful application of IoT as of now. Smart surveillance, automated transformation, smarter energy management systems, also water distribution, urban security, and environmental monitoring are all examples of Internet of Things for applications in smart cities.
Just to give our viewers a couple of facts that apart from the IoT industry growing 7 times only in the last 4 years, which is from 1.9 trillion to 7.1 trillion dollars, there's also been over $1 billion which has been invested by global industries into just making their organization, their processes, their manufacturing, their operations more efficient, more economical by integrating IoT into it.
So I'll also talk about energy management. So power grids of the future will not only be smart enough but also highly reliable. Now smart grid concept is becoming very, very popular all across the world. Now I can talk a lot about smart grid, but these applications, just to give you an idea of what the applications of IoT are. So the basic idea behind the smart grid is to collect data in an automated fashion and analyze the behavior or electricity consumers and suppliers for improving efficiency as well as economics of electricity use.
Right. Now I think a lot of our viewers out there, they must be students, they might be industrial sort of people who work in industries or running these industries, people who are curious to know about what IoT is. A lot of them I'm expecting do not know about the whole technology or the technical aspects of it. But I think a lot of people would want to know today that how does this affect their lives? How can they make a career in it? What are the different kind of business opportunities that these industries or these companies or MNCs would have? Or let's say there are a lot of different kind of startups that have come up today, and there are a lot of different kind of young and energetic people who are looking for problems and solving problems using an IoT. So talking more about that, I think we're going to go there in deep sort of dive into it in our next upcoming sessions. Today we just want to sort of give you an awareness, me and Nalan, into how IoT is going to change the way that we live in and the different kind of opportunities that there are going to be. And just to sort of conclude, just like how IoT was 20-30 years ago, IoT is going to be more than IT, and even more than e-commerce is going to be the next big thing. And just before we leave, I would also like to sort of discuss an application that we made, using IoT, just to sort of give you our personal experience into how this was done. So the problems that we were facing in our residential society was that we didn't know how to pay the bills. We had to go to the maintenance office, and it's really painful because most of the people are either, they have a lunch break most of the time, or they're not open. Going there, checking how much do we have to pay, going there, writing a check, giving it to these people, and then asking them on call, Bhaiya, receipt mil gaya kya? So stuff like that. Now we decided that, we do have resources available to us. We can build a product where people can check their maintenance bills and pay these maintenance bills online. Now there's a plumber or a carpenter. I think my mom really has a problem with that. She has to call bhaiya plumber. Nothing now. All we need to do is sort of give a sort of request that we need a plumber at this house, and all of it is tracked using your mobile application. You can probably talk more about our application.
So basically we came up with the idea, it was called Smart Tech Society. So we came up with the idea, we thought that if you're living in a society, a simple thing as viewing your bill online, it was not available. So if you want to check what is our maintenance bill, we had to go to the office, and they used to check with the papers and stuff. So we thought, why not build a mobile application where you could simply pay the bills online, you could view the bills online. And
there are forums and different kind of notices. So basically, all of the processes that we could find were a pain point for our one manual, which could have been automated using technology. We went ahead and changed that, and this is a small way that we've sort of taken an IoT sort of problem statement and made it into a solution for everyone very easy. So now next session, what does the next session hold for us is we'll be talking more into the career aspects, specifically like Nalin said, that there's big data, there is data scientists and different kind of things that could be done. We're going to talk and learn more about that, the different opportunities for businessmen, for startups and all of that we're going to discuss. How much funding is there, from the industries, from the MNCs, and just like I said, the government, they're heavily banking upon this industry to go ahead and do this. So thank you guys for staying, tuned to our session today. And in conclusion, I'd like you to say that IoT is definitely going to affect your life, you like it or not. Best to adapt to something which is upcoming and sort of deep dive into it. Because you're going to play a role in it. Either you're going to be working in it, either you're going to be a consumer of it, or maybe you even start something in it. So thank you so much for joining us today, and it's a goodbye from us.